Welcome to the Brookmont Interfaith Service. Nature has been a lifesaver for many of us in these unusual times. This service seeks to give us time to celebrate that connection and hopefully impart some useful tools. We begin by thinking big, as members of a vast universe safely hurtling through space on our dear boat of a home that appears mostly blue from space. I invite you to stand, or if you need to, remain seated, if that's better for you, and sway, unbalancing and rebalancing yourself as we do when we're on a boat, so that we are aware of our bodies and our bodies arrive to be with us in this moment. And we imagine the thrilling ride that we take every day in the universe. A poem by Hafiz called Wherever You May Look. Wisdom is so kind and wise that wherever you may look, you can learn something about God. Why would not the omnipresent teach that way? And now we come a little closer as we sing Holy Ground, thinking about the earth and all those who share the earth with us, and what we can learn from that and from all of them. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, everything, everyone, every place, every way, where you walk, where you stand, where you love, where you pray. you're on holy ground. All right. Before we go into the meditation part of the service, I would like to discuss its parts so the meditation smoothly runs through with minimal direction all the way to the end song. This is so that this section can be used as a separate module for a meditation. The setting I was imagining when I put it together was a backyard or a garden or a walk in the woods, but certainly looking out a window or bringing to mind a favorite spot will bring relevance to the prayers and short verses. So we're going to begin with a prayer by Rabbi Nachman of Breslov. Then we will use some lovely short verses called gathas. Gathas call us to the present moment. They consist of 4 lines that are synchronized to the in-breath and the out-breath. Joining the breath, the mind, and the activity of the body, the practice invites us into a deep, direct experience of our environment and ourself. You don't have to be a Buddhist or any specific spiritual practice in order to benefit from using gathas. They can be particularly helpful when worry and huge, fast changes burden us with so many thoughts tumbling on top of each other. This can make it hard to be skillful with our thoughts, and it makes it hard to understand and work with our physical, thereby emotional, reactions. Gathas can loosen the tangle of our thoughts because we become deeply attentive. They give us just enough to direct our minds and hearts towards what our body is doing or what is happening right in front of us. Practicing being present enables us to offer our sincere, responsive attention to ourselves and those around us in our daily lives. We do any mindfulness practice not to escape the world with its challenges and its opportunities to do good. We do these practices to strengthen and refresh ourselves for the work to be done. So, gathas are a little different from mantras in that each gatha is paired with a single activity, drawing you potentially deeper into the flow and feel of the specific action being performed. The first gatha is used to take a moment to notice the crossing of a threshold or a change of scenery. So we would pause there before we say the gatha. Of course, the words can be changed to fit wherever you are. This one will say in the garden. Gathas are not meant to be rigid or formal. Then we will be seated. I will probably be standing, but you may be seated. And I will invite you, if you like, to use a mudra, which means a symbolic gesture. This gesture represents acting skillfully, as signified by the right hand touching the earth. Now, if you're not outside, I really feel like touching the earth of a plant and being with that plant, that can really make you feel connected to the earth. So I really think that's a good idea if you're not going to be outside. All right, so as I said, the gesture represents acting skillfully. Ooh, he wants to be skillful. And that means that right hand is touching the earth, and that skillful action united with wisdom, which is symbolized by the left hand with its palm facing upward on the lap, is a beautiful symbol. I like this mudra very much because the palm being open makes me feel like I'm going to receive wisdom, or that I'm open to receiving whatever comes. And of course, touching the ground is very grounding, and it's loving. You know, you can feel the love coming up from the earth and our gratitude going back to the earth. The gatha for that song is sung a few times. The third gatha invites us to practice open awareness, allowing sounds to come and go without judgment, using gentle attention. So whatever sounds are in your environment, whether you're in the house and timers are going off and dogs are barking and lapping up water, whatever happens, just let that flow through you and just be happy that it reminds you to be right where you are. In the last gatha, we return to the gift of breath. It's a very famous gatha written by Thich Nhat Hanh about the breath. Then there will be a prayer inspired by John O'Donohue and a song. And so we will begin. You might want to take note at what point in the service we begin so that you can go directly to that part if you would like. Grant me the ability to be alone. May it be my custom to go outdoors each day, among the trees and grass, among all growing things, and there may I be alone and enter into prayer to talk with the one to whom I belong. May I express there everything in my heart, and may all the foliage of the field, all grasses, trees, and plants awake at my coming to send the powers of their life into the words of my prayer, so that my prayer and speech are made whole through the life and spirit of all growing things, which are made as one by their transcendent source. May I then pour out the words of my heart before your presence like water, and lift up my hands to you in worship on my behalf and that of my family, and on the behalf of all the inhabitants of this precious, precious world. Each of the 4 lines of the gatha comes with an instruction for breathing in or breathing out. You may say the gatha internally as I say it out loud, and you follow the breathing instructions. Entering the garden, I see my true nature. In its reflection, my heart is at peace. Let's do that one more time. Entering the garden, I see my true nature. In its reflection, my heart is at peace. And now you only hearing your own inner voice. Go ahead. I invite you now to take your seat. Slow down, touch earth, take a breath, and remember who you are. I'm going to remind you about our mudra, the left hand up, the right hand touching the earth. Wisdom and skillful action. Slow down, touch earth, take a breath, and remember who you are. And now hear only your voice saying this to yourself. You're also welcome to read it out loud. And now our gatha for open listening. Listen, listen. This wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. A moment for listening. Listen, listen. This wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. Pause to listen. Breathing in, listen, listen. Breathing out, this wonderful sound. Breathing in brings me back. Breathing out to my true home. And now we have a more focused awareness. We come back to the breath and awareness of it with a gatha about the breath. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. And now only hear your own voice. this prayer from Anamcara. I will say a line and then I will leave space for you to repeat the line either out loud or in your own head, whichever is best for you. May I recognize in my life the presence, power, and light of my soul. May I realize I am never alone, that my soul in its brightness and belonging connects me intimately with the rhythm of the universe. Connected and unique, my soul has a special destiny here that unfolds and unfolds and unfolds. May I learn to see myself with the same delight, pride, and expectation with which God sees me in every moment. And now let's take this opportunity to bless someone else with the same blessing. Choose someone, bring someone to mind, a specific person, a group of people, animals, anyone you would like to bless. And let's do this again the same way. I'll leave pauses for you. May you recognize in your life the presence, power, and light of your soul. May you realize you are never alone, that your soul, in its brightness and belonging, connects you intimately with the rhythm of the universe. Connected and unique, your soul has a special destiny here that unfolds and unfolds and unfolds. May you learn to see yourself with the same delight, pride, and expectation with which God sees you in every moment. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your thing for us to do together. We say this phrase, I return with strength. We bring our arms up and breathe in for the I return. And for with strength, we take our arms and bring them down, turning our hands to the back wall, and let every bit of air go out of our lungs. All right, so we'll do that 3 times. I return with strength. I return with strength. I return with strength. I wish you good health and that you be strong and of good courage and that you show your love. Bless you all.